Alright, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Alright, y'all see what we got going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, today's video is dealing with Moneybagg yo cousin / artist who happened to be Big30. And how Big30 had a three-way Pooh Shiesty to let him know about his cousin Big Scarr ODing off the perks in a walk. Yeah, man, I know y'all see it floating all around social media. People are saying that the perks that Big Scarr purchased, they had some fentanyl on it, man. And that's what resulted in his untimely demise. That's why people gotta watch who they around, who they get stuff from, cause you never know, man. But yeah, man, as you guys can see, the untimely demise of Big Scarr, it sent shockwaves not only through social media, but in the city of Memphis itself. I mean, no one really knew what Big Scarr was going through, cause y'all gotta understand, when dudes make money, don't nobody really care about their problems, because the first thing people gonna say is, well, you got money, why you got problems? You understand? Not knowing that, hey, maybe he just needs somebody to talk to. Maybe he needs somebody who can understand what he going through, you feel me? Sometimes dudes who make money, they even feel embarrassed to even convey that type of information, because you're looked at as being the strongest because the money that you provide to your family and other people, you understand? So right there, a lot of people would ignore your issues and they would just keep feeding you with the perks in the walk because that's something they want to do. They're ignoring the only reason why you're doing it so you can suppress your issues. So when Big30 informed his cousin Pooh Shiesty, who we all know is doing time in the feds for sending shells at his ops, and it was all caught on camera, Pooh Shiesty, he still got about 13 months left on the books, so he should be getting out sometime in 2023. So Pooh Shiesty hearing the news about his cousin Big Scarr ODing off the perks in the walk while he's locked up is really messing with his head, because it's not just the Big Scarr situation that he thinking about. Y'all gotta understand, when Moneybagg yo lost his brother Newski, that really affected, of course, Moneybagg yo, his cousin Big30, his longtime friend Pooh Shiesty, and Big Scarr. Because Moneybagg yo brother Newski, he was the one that kept all those guys together, you understand? He was the one that made sure that they went to the studio, because Moneybagg yo, he been trying to get those guys in the studio a long time ago so they can stay out the streets, you understand? So that's the reason why once Pooh Shiesty signed with Gucci Mane, Moneybagg yo made sure that he signed his cousin Big30 to his label BGE. Then right after Moneybagg yo signs Big30 to BGE, that's when Gucci Mane come back around to Memphis, because he knows there's a lot of undiscovered talent in Memphis. And that's when he came across Big Scarr, whom is Pooh Shiesty cousin. Now the folks is saying that Pooh Shiesty Pops, whom is a triple OG in Memphis, he was the one that put a word out there about Big Scarr. And at the same time, for some odd reason, they want to shorten all that potential and all the life that they have ahead of them for the perks in a walk, man. But at the same time, when you got people around you that's aiding and assisting you on getting these things, it's hard for you to get off of it. That's the reason why you need the people around you who have your best interests at heart. And there's not too many people, okay? A lot of those guys, they'll make it seem that way, but they just want to use you based on what you're able to provide. You understand? Because if they was really real, they will want you healthy. They will want you healthy, eating right. The longer you here, the more money you make, the more money they can make. But like I'm saying, it's only a small amount of people who understand the magnitude of that. Some people are just in a moment type of people. You understand? Whatever you can provide for them in a moment, then you good. Because they don't care about creating opportunities for themselves. They only like attaching themselves to people who are the opportunity. Man, let's pay our respects and say rest in peace to Big Scarr, Newski, Snooty Wow, Lot of Cash Desto, and of course, the king of Memphis himself, Young Dolph, aka Paper Route Frank. Much love to all my folks and peoples in Memphis. And that's the reason why Moneybagg yo felt a certain way when Big Scarr OD'd off the perks in the walk. Because Moneybagg yo, he changed all that, man. He chilled out on the perks and the walk. And we see, oh, he healthy, he eat right, you understand? And even dealing with that, you had people pointing the finger at Gucci Mane because they felt like it was Gucci Mane's fault. And at the same time, I tried to explain to you guys, Gucci Mane probably did try to convince Big Scarr to ease up off the perks in the walk because he understands what the end result will be. But like I stated, man, when you got people around you that's edging you to do it because they really don't have your best interests at heart, and it's sad that the people is not looking out for the person that's bringing in the bag. Come on, man. That should be the main person that you had to be real with and tell him, hey, G, I know it seems fun and cool, but you don't need to be doing this. You need to be in the studio, you know what I'm saying, create more opportunities for yourself. because you don't know how long you gonna last in this game. And now look, man, and that's the same thing that folks say that Pooh Shiesty was pointing out. Pooh Shiesty wanted to know who was Big Scarr around when he OD'd. It's word that Big Scarr was with his East Memphis homie, who happens to be Big Moochie Grape. I'm not saying that Big Moochie Grape assisted Big Scarr with the perks in the walk. I'm just saying that they was around one another before Big Scarr made it home. So when Big Scarr got to the crib later that night, his girl said he came in and just laid down. She tried waking him up to make him comfortable. That's when he became unresponsive. So that's when she called Gucci Mane to let him know. And that's the reason why Gucci Mane was the first one to announce on social media that he just lost his artist, who was Big Scarr. So it's crazy because right now all the folks that Big30 came in the game with, they either no longer here or they in the feds. What y'all don't see is, even though Memphis has a lot of inner city beef like everywhere else, they are still deeply family oriented when it comes to their community and this music industry. You understand? You have to be very disciplined because the money you generate may cause you to go overboard with certain pastime activities. Yeah, folks, they just got to take their life a little more seriously, man. Especially when they get into the rap industry. Because it's only going to be a small amount of people that actually have your back. And you have to be aware of those people. You have to be aware of the people that have your back and aware of the people really don't care if you're here or gone. And that's up to you to decipher. And that's going back dealing with Big Scarr, man. I'm pretty sure he had some people around him who didn't care that he was sipping a bunch of walk or popping a bunch of perks. They just didn't care because long as he was making the money, he could keep doing what he doing. But at the same time, that can only last for so long. Like, pay attention. Y'all seen Moneybagg Yo. Once he started slowly getting off the walk, look how he changed himself, physically and mentally. Same thing dealing with Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane, by him being locked up and not able to get to the walk or the perks like that, he was able to sit back and think, hey man, if I want to be here in the game a little longer, I may need to stop doing this. And at the same time, I may need to stop hanging around the people that's assisting me to do this. You understand? Like, I need somebody around me that's not going to be a yes man. Like before, I heard some people in the comments saying, hey, you can't blame the yes man. Hey, especially if they're assisting you while you deteriorate. How's that helping anybody out? Like folks always said, man, these young cats, they don't get into the game to mess their life up. They get into the game to change their life for the better, for themselves and their family. And hopefully put somebody else on. Similar to what Moneybagg Yo did for Big30 and Young Dolph did for Key Glock. Hey man, the dudes in Memphis, especially when it's family, they do really look out for one another. Same thing with the guys in Atlanta. That's why folks even stated before that, hey man, once the people in Memphis start collaborating and doing albums together and drop all the intercity beef, hey man, Memphis is going to be seen in the spotlight with ATL. And that's real talk, and I see it. That's not something that I see. That's something that Gucci Mane seen. That's something that Coach K and P of Quality Control Music, the CEOs over there, they seen it as well. That's the reason why their past few artists has been from Memphis. And y'all see how Yo Gotti, he's going back to Memphis. He's going back to his hometown to sign the undiscovered talent that's out there. Because there's plenty of it out there, man. I mean, look at PRE. 98% of PRE is all cats that's from Memphis. And they all young. And Young Dolph made sure that they weren't ODing on the perks in the walk, man. He made sure that they got to work first. Because he wanted to let them know that, hey, man, it's not going to be me that's going to be a detriment to your career. It's going to be your own self. You understand? And I do hear a lot of people stating that about what happened with Big Scarr. How you got some people trying to blame Gucci Mane and Big Moochie Grape pertaining to Big Scarr's untimely demise. I agree with everybody else as well. This was on Big Scarr himself. You have to pay attention to your body when it's telling you something. And a lot of us don't. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's real, man. The more money you make when you're young, the least that you're prone to listen to anybody that's around you, man. It's going to be hard for them to tap into you if they feel they make more money than you, man. It's just sad that these young cats, they either gonna take themselves out or somebody else is gonna set them up. Because I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of people take what they have for granted, so they're not really taking their life that serious. And yeah, I agree with folks said. Y'all have to be aware of the people that's around you. And that's real. I believe that's the number one thing right there, man. Because most of the time, it can be the people that's next to you who really don't care if you're here or gone. And yeah, folks, they were saying that Gucci Mane, he was telling Big Scarr that. He told him a bunch of times to chill on the walk and the perks. But yeah, we all know Gucci Mane, he can't watch every move of Big Scarr. And we got more in store. But as always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.